Thank you, voluntary.
What this bill will do is allow someone with a terminal illness to die with the dignity which they've lived their life.
I'm hoping that it will give me a way of leaving the world on my own terms. Cancer's already taken and will continue to take so much for me. I don't want it to take my final choices at end of life.
There is a different view of life and what it means and how precious it is that we're coming from. Were we to invest heavily in palliative care, would demands for such as this actually be lessened?
The assumption that we can always stop suffering by putting care in place or the right people, or if they had people who loved them, that suddenly they wouldn't want access to voluntary assisted dying is frankly absolute crap.
I think that there's a real trust between nurses and doctors. I want to keep that. People often will ask if we're going to kill them when they're dying, and at the moment I can say confidently no.
When people are worried about voluntary assisted dying, is the idea that it's about elder abuse or getting rid of vulnerable people. It's actually not about that.
You need to be at least 18 years old, a citizen or permanent resident in South Australia for at least 12 months, have an incurable disease or illness that is diagnosed and expected to cause death within 6 months, or for a neurodegenerative condition within 12 months.
Many South Australians who've been in touch with me on this issue over the last 6 months. It has been a rare...
Our concerns are that we're not actually addressing the difficulties. We're trying to provide a solution to what seems to be a problem.
Just because I accept the fact that I'm going to die, that I understand that my death could be very painful towards the end, it doesn't mean that I want to die. I would much rather live till I was 90. I love life, I embrace life, I have so many friends and family. It's not the same as suicide.
Well, I think it's way past time. The evidence has been clear on two counts for a very long time. One is that there is a need for these laws. But there's also very, very clear evidence from overseas where similar laws have been running for almost a quarter of a century now.
It's a combination of all of those things, the safeguards, the fact that it's operating successfully in other jurisdictions, the equity with what other Australians are able to access at the end of their life, and what the consequences of the other choices are if it's not passed, that I think have some MPs who may have had doubts before more comfortable this time.